Shalom to all lovers of the Jewish nation, the land of Israel, and the God of Israel, and His Torah. In our last session, Rabbi Melamed ended by saying, notwithstanding all of these obvious signs of the redemption, not all of our brothers have healed the call and returned to our land. And there are still those who maintain that the mitzvah to live in the land of Israel does not apply in our time. Since there is still widespread misunderstanding over this question, it is important to review some of the fundamental opinions concerning the obligation to settle the land of Israel today. And today we will continue to Halacha 2, the mitzvah of Yeshuv Haaretz in our time. Every year at the Merkaz Harav Yeshiva in Jerusalem, Rabbi Tzvi Yehuda HaKohen Kook, may the memory of the righteous be for a blessing, would clarify this issue in his lectures to new students. To those who claim that the mitzvah to conquer and dwell in the land does not apply in our time, by citing the Tosfot in Tractate Ketubot in the name of a certain Rabbi Chaim, that this doesn't apply at this time, Rabbi Kook would explain that these were the words of a mistaken student, as proven by the Maharit and many of the foremost Torah authorities of the era. Rabbi Kook emphasized that it was impossible to divide the two sides of the commandment, the general overall settling of the land by the whole nation, and the individual obligation of each and every Jew. Each aspect of the commandment is in force in all generations. He demonstrated that the mitzvah is derived from the Torah, for the sages would not permit the purchase of a house in Eretz Yisrael on Shabbat, and thus violate the law of Shvut if settling the land of Israel was not a commandment of the Torah. Furthermore, the sages stated that the mitzvah of living in the land of Israel is equal in weight to all the commandments. And this is something that they could never say if this was a rabbinically ordained mitzvah. Even after the destruction of the Beit HaMikdash, the Holy Temple, settling the land of Israel remained a mitzvah from the Torah. For this teaching of our sages about the all-encompassing Torah value of the mitzvah was said after the destruction of the Second Temple. Regarding the Rambam's not having included the mitzvah of Yeshuv Haaretz, or settling the land of Israel, in his list of the 613 commandments which he delineates in his Sefer HaMitzvot, Rabbi Kook explained that this was not because it is less of a mitzvah, but rather because it has a greater value than ordinary commandments. Therefore, the Rambam didn't include it in the list, as he explains in the introduction to the Sefer HaMitzvot, that it is not fitting to list the commandments that encompass all of the Torah. This matter is elucidated in detail in the book Eim Habanim Smecha, where the author, the Gaon Rabbi Yisachar Shlomo Teichtel, explains that the Rambam didn't list the mitzvah of Yeshuv Haaretz because it is an all-encompassing mitzvah on which the other commandments are based. Many other Torah authorities have explained things in this manner, noting the Ramban's assertion that the commandments were given to be performed in the land of Israel, and that the majority of the mitzvot can only be properly fulfilled in the land. Others maintain that the Rambam included the mitzvah of Yeshuv Haaretz in the categorization of other mitzvot, such as ousting the 7 nations of Canaan, appointing a king, the recital of Birkat HaMazon with the blessing over the land, in the sanctification of the new month by the Beit Din Hagadol, the Sanhedrin in Jerusalem, in the prohibition of returning to Egypt, and in the prohibition against forcing a slave to leave the land with his master. It is clear that the Rambam considered Yeshuv Haaretz to be a great mitzvah, as he wrote in his famed Mishnah Torah, one should always live in the land of Israel, even in a city populated mostly by non-Jews. And one should not live outside of the land, even in a city populated mostly by Jews. For regarding anyone who goes out of the land, it is as if he worships foreign idols. The clear opinion of the Rishonim and the Achronim, the early and later halachic authorities, is that the mitzvah of Yeshuva Aretz is an obligation in our times, as stated by the Ramban and clarified in the Shulchan Aruch. Rabbi Tzvi Yehuda Kook emphasized that none of the Rishonim or Achronim disagreed with the Ramban on this matter. Shalom.